Hey everyone, this is John Schwabish from PolicyViz.com coming to you with another data visualization critique, this one from a story in NPR back in November of 2020. To be clear, I was asked to make this critique by my former Institute colleague Dan Wood, who wanted me to take a look at this story. I'm not going to do the vaccine tracker today. I'm going to do this story from November about the Philadelphia suburbs and how the different counties or in areas of Pennsylvania voted for Joe Biden and Donald Trump. We're just going to scroll right down to the first visualization. This shows changes in votes for both the Republican side and the Democratic side. Now you can see we've got 2012 on the top, 2016 in the middle, and then 2020 at the bottom. So I like how you can see this lean on each side, right? You can see these blue lines or these darker gray lines with the blue circles going over to the left, and then you can see the red dots, circles going over to the right. Really nice use of the annotation here, so I can see that very clearly. You see Philadelphia sits over here on the side. It's unclear to me why this isn't sort of a darker blue compared to these circles over here. I think I would have liked to have these a little bit darker. I thought initially that this was the state as a whole when I saw this, until I saw this annotation back here. So that would be one thing that I might think about, is making these, a little bit darker blue. I mean, in general, I really like this approach. The other thing that strikes me about this is notice the curvature in the lines. And I think that has the effect of softening the visualization instead of having, you see here, like the Pennsylvania line is very straight, right? It's boom, boom, boom. It's just a linear line, whereas a lot of these have a curvature to them. Now, I don't particularly have a problem with that. I do think, like I said, it softens the visualization. I do wonder whether there are people out there who think that there's something going on, that these curves mean something. I mean, clearly, we just have 3 data points here, so it's some sort of Bezier curve, I'm sure, to just soften these lines a little bit, but it is something that struck me. Now, let's just take one other thing I want to look at. So, Philadelphia suburb counties, Bucks, Chester, Delaware, and Montgomery. So those 4 counties. Because when we go down further in the story, we've got those 4 counties, again, shaded in that orangish color, very nicely highlighted up here as well. I love this tagging between the two. So you can see we've got increases in number of people voting. Of course, that's a question of whether is the number meaningful. Has the number of people in Pennsylvania grown? Is this just reflecting higher voter turnout? Is this number important, right? Because if we go down a little bit further, I'm going to skip this one and come back, go down even further, we have a similar map for Donald Trump. So you see the arrows are shorter here, but it's harder to compare the two. So I do wonder whether they could have been next to each other. Maybe it doesn't fit in the text of the story. And let's go over to this one. We can see the swing. Now this is telling us, if I'm not mistaken, the same information as that line chart further up. So we're getting the same information. We're getting it twice. I think for people who live in Pennsylvania, this is probably a more useful visualization, because if I live in whatever county this is right in the center of the state, this is where I'm going to look. I'm going to look right here. Whereas if I am up here, I can't really find that county, right? I can't find that area. But if you're someone like me who doesn't know a lot about counties in Pennsylvania, this graph does a lot to help me understand the data. So again, I really like this piece. I think there are a few things I would consider. The color is one. Just out of curiosity for me, I'd want to know about the curvature in the lines, and then trying to make some of these comparisons within the story itself, and some of the repetition that happens here. So it's a nice piece, and some minor critiques, I think, some minor things to think about. So I hope you found this useful. I hope you'll be able to use it in your own work. Be sure to subscribe to this channel to hear more data viz critiques that are coming up.